Welcome to my channel to everyone who's new here, and of course those of you who are back again. Great to have you here. In this video we will take a look together at possible scenarios for the price development of Render, ONDO, SUI and HBAR. Things remain exciting, so make sure to watch until the end. And if you also want to trade with cheap taker fees, then I can recommend you the crypto exchange mexc, which usually has a similar trading volume to Bitget, OKX and Bybit. Today it's a bit lower. Anyway, I already highlighted it here. The taker fees are far much lower than on the other top crypto exchanges. And on top of that, you can save another 20% on those low taker fees if you use my referral link, which you can find in the video description. 100 pairs, 0 fees just on mexc, and here you can trade some popular altcoins without any fees on mexc. So let's talk about Render. So about Render, we have said that if the $5.5 breaks to the upside, then it would be positive. If we break the green trend line to the upside, which we tried several times, but here was a nice breakout retest, perfect one. I didn't trade it, but anyway, $5.33, this was our target. Here we should take profits, because getting a push to the upside over the $5.33 is very unrealistic and is very difficult. To be bullish, which I'm not at the moment, but it's just on the short term. On the long run, we are still bullish. I want to see getting resistance where we have resistance. I want to see getting rejected and form something like, for example, a bull flag, which we then break to the upside, and with the breakout of a bullish pattern near to resistance, that's the breakout over the resistance most likely. It didn't happen. Instead, we lost support. We even lost the $5.5. We sold off that much, and the $5.5 were resistance afterwards. You can see it here. We got here the breakout. Here we got the first sign of some resistance. We broke it to the upside, and here was our bigger resistance. And we are currently selling off. We even lost the support here again. Here we got support, here we got support, but if we zoom in, then you can see that we even retested the support again. Here was the breakout, here was the retest, here is the follow through. What does that mean? It means we can expect lower prices for Render. Where it's going to go? Into the center line of the panel. $4.83 is going to get realistic. We already got their support with the last sell-off. This one here. It's lagging right now. So, is it working? Now, okay, I wanted to restart the video. So basically, here we got support. Maybe we get here support as well, but if we also break it to the downside, and I will put you here a price mark, $4.83. If we break it to the downside with a retest afterwards, like this, then we can expect a major pullback, which can even get down to $4.31. Do I want to short it? No. Do I just want to have the target in my brain? Yes. Because I want to look for new long opportunities. As long as we hold the panel, and I will show you the panel on the 1 hour chart, then you can see which tops and lows did I connect with each other. So remember that panel. If that breaks to the downside, then we would be bearish even on the mid-term. But for now, on the short term, we are bearish. On the long term, we are bullish. So if we get back into the lower part of that panel, which is the area here between $4.30 to the fair value gap $4.44. If we get there, then I want to be ready for new long entries, and then I want to see if we get something like this. Then I want to see forming a falling wedge, for example, which we afterwards break to the upside, most likely, hopefully with a bullish divergence, afterwards we can be long. But that's what I would look for. I'm currently in no trades because I think the gains were already made. You will see it with ONDO, with SUI and with HBAR that we hit perfectly our targets. So where do we want to go elsewhere? Do I want to be short? No, the market looks good. We break to the upside, and we break to the upside with, for sure, pullbacks, but we break to the upside. So why should I short if we can anytime soon break to the upside again, and this was maybe the end of that pullback, and we can push the upside. So I keep my options open right now. I would just watch the market. I think we have predicted everything pretty good. If we get a breakout over $5.35, I don't know why we should get that until tomorrow, but if we should do, then it would be very positive. Then render would be long to me, even with a chance of a good push, maybe into $6 or even more, if we break that panel to the upside sustainable. I don't know. Maybe the market situation is going to change from today to tomorrow. I doubt it, but it can happen. Otherwise, the lower part of the panel is going to get interesting for me. So what about ONDO? $1.05. Target got hit. Check. Take profit was set. Stop loss to break even. And just watch. Here was the breakout with the retest. This was the perfect one. We also got a breakout with the retest already here. Yeah, it wasn't perfect, but it was also a retest. So what now? We are having a hidden bearish divergence. Also for render. I forgot to tell you that. We also have it for render. Let's switch to render real quick. So basically, in the chart, what is a hidden bearish divergence? It is when we have higher highs in the RSI. Okay, here we have same highs, but we have lower highs in the chart. That's a hidden bearish divergence. And we have it for render, SUI, ONDO, and that's the funny part, not for HBAR. Solana and HBAR are the only coins which don't have that hidden bearish divergence. Anyway, we want to talk about ONDO. If we break to the downside, and now we have to see where is the breakout, because this would be already the breakout with retest, but this trend line is far too sharp for me. I can imagine something like this. This is possible. That if we break it to the downside, I will put you here price mark. 96.4 cents. Then the bearish divergence, the hidden bearish divergence should get activated in my opinion with a higher chance. Maybe that's not the breakout. Maybe the breakout happens a bit later. We also have here a support trend line. We can also make it longer. So it might be even possible that if we lose the support, where we bounced 2 times, 96 cents. So let's keep it at 96 cents. If the 96 cents breaks to the downside, then we should meet the 93.8 cents again, which is the low here. I won't put you a price mark on that. You can watch it yourself on your crypto exchange because the prices are also different depending on the crypto exchange. I'm using here the Bitget chart. The Binance chart looks a bit different. Anyway, if we break the 96 cents to the downside and we break the 94 cents, round about that, also to the downside, then we have here a support box. I will put you here 2 price marks on the chart. So that's the 92.8 cents. And let's take this one here. 91.1 cents. This is going to get interesting. There I would see if we also lose it, then we should get into the target. 86 cents. I will also put you here a price mark with a very high chance, which was from our, I would say double top pattern, triple top pattern. That's the target of the triple top pattern, which broke to the downside, and we didn't invalidate it, the target yet. We needed to break the $1.10 to the upside, or it would be more positive. If we would have broke the $1.05 to the upside, then we would have invalidated this target. But so far it's still ongoing, and I would just keep it on the chart. Anyway, the chart looks very messy. We already hit the target of the falling wedge. So after this video, I'm going to delete the patterns which we don't need anymore. So tomorrow you will have it more clean and better to see, because I think in this drawing you see everything but not the chart perfectly. So we have already said if the 99.5 cent breaks to the downside, that we can expect a push to the downside. This was here, the drawing. The thing here is that in that drawing I have put you here the breakout, the retest, the follow through. In this case we have the breakout, which is very long, the retest, and if the follow through is going to happen, then we can even get far lower prices, and it's even more bearish than we can expect when we expected before. So I would be a bit careful. If the 99.5 cents, which is the green trend line here, breaks again to the upside, then I would be also careful, because we just have here a fair value gap. So that fair value gap can get closed. If we get, for example, here the bounce, it can get closed, but we can still sell off. As long as it's not a sustainable breakout. Sustainable means breakout, retest. And in the retest, we can think about getting into a long position with a small stop loss lower than that, a tight one, depending on if we even have fair value gaps. For example, here we had fair value gaps, so I didn't use this as short entry. And I'm not short for any coin at the moment, because every coin has the same setup. We have a huge fair value gap over us. I don't want to enter a short trade. It's also too late now, in my opinion. So if we even push to the upside, then I don't want to be in huge losses. And here it can be even decided. Maybe we have here trend line, track one later, where we got first rejected, afterwards break it to the upside. And then we see a new top for ONDO. Then I don't want to be in a short trade for sure. So I would just keep watching the chart. I think if the 96 cents breaks to the downside, the chances are high that we see the 92 cents to 91 cents. Again, if we also break it to the downside, then keep in mind we might have even a bigger move to the downside. A bigger move to the downside showed us SUI already. And I don't care if someone on YouTube is saying, oh, it was because of the hack and I couldn't do anything. It isn't my fault. It was long into $10, $20, $100 for SUI. And the coin got hacked, and from nowhere we sold off. We have already said it before. We didn't say that SUI is going to get hacked. But look into the chart and look what we have said. Breakout retest, I used it as long entry. Here in this stage, I couldn't see a long entry for myself with my setup. But breaking this to the upside was my indication that we should see the $4.11. That's my take profit area. There I want to be out of the trade, at least with 50%. Why? Because the chances are high that we are going to sell off for sure. SUI told us, I don't care about the $4.11. That's not resistance for me. I just push more to the upside. Okay, it happened. Look what afterwards happened. I took profits at $4.11, and I took profits a bit later as well, because we pushed more than I expected. So basically I took out another 50% out of the trade, but not the rest of the 50%. So in the end of the day, to the top, I took out 75% out of the trade, and the other 25% I put into a stop loss, which were in profit, so it's not a loss for me. Here, lower than the support here. I have seen this, so basically there was my my stop loss. It got hit in profits, but still it got hit. I'm out of the trade completely. That prevented me of this move to the downside. And this move to the downside we already have tracked. I will show you why in a few seconds. So, if we take profits at $4.11, then we would have missed 2.3% if we would have taken profits at the very top. We can't take profits at the very top. Winning the lottery, the chance to win that, is far more higher than hitting the top of the or the all-time high or something. In the end of the day, we sold off. So instead of getting for the last few percentages to the upside, we have saved a 10% push to the downside with even a maximum of 14% and even has the potential to drop far more. Look at this. I don't know when the news came. I don't care as well because we got here in sell-off, which went into $3.95. We got here our support, but in the end of the day, we sold off. We have also said if we break the white trend line to the downside, here was my arrow, here, right here, then we should drop to $3.64. Where did we go? Look at this. It was $3.65.8, very, very close to it, very precise. We can't be 100% precise, but it was very precise. Informations like that you won't see on any other channel, at least not for yesterday and today. What we got afterwards is the retest of the $3.95. That's what we always say. Breakout, retest, follow through. Here we got the follow through. We have said if we break this $3.64 to the downside, which we also did here, then we should drop to $3.50. And the $3.50, look at this, where our target from the head and shoulders formatation, which we had maybe a week ago, 10th May, 9th May, 11th May. So basically this whole block here already told us that we should meet the $3.50. And when did we meet the $3.50? Today. We also missed it by 2 cents, but it's still, we have the high chance that we get even lower than that. So in my view, the target got hit. Very, very precise. So if you follow me for a longer time, then you would have already know it, that we should see that area. And we didn't invalidate the target because we needed the push to the $4.30 to $4.40. But the chances were high that we invalidated the target if we break the $3.95 to the upside. But we didn't break the $4.11 to the upside sustainable. The $4.11 weren't even resistance. So what should I tell you? I can just tell you that I have told you that. What now? I think the whole chart structure is not looking good. I was looking for maybe this here is on the short term a double top pattern. We broke it to the upside, but okay, we invalidated it now. Doesn't matter. Here. That's a very, very good drawing. Rising wedge. If we break it to the downside and we put the spread of that rising wedge to our breakout point, and then we should see at least the lows here again. This one here. I will also tell you, keep in mind, we have a fair value gap down to $3.44 up to $3.51. That fair value gap should get closed in my opinion. We have support at $3.50. That's support. It doesn't mean that we have to get support there perfectly. What we can also get is that we get into the $3.50, maybe we get there even support, but then we are going to wick into that fair value gap to close it and very fast buy up. Do I want to buy SUI in that fair value gap? No. Why? Because we didn't break anything to the upside yet. We didn't even form a bullish pattern yet. Nothing. I can take this trend line here with 2 touch points. 2 touch points. Maybe we will even get a third touch point if we make it longer. Yeah, we can manage it. So 3 touch points. Good trend line now. Okay, I take everything back. It's a good trend line. Where is the breakout? Where is it? Okay, currently $3.81. $3.81. Have to break to the upside. Then I would be positive for SUI. But the more important price mark is here, the $3.95. Then I would be positive for SUI. So basically, not tradable for me, yeah, because I don't want to short SUI as well, but the chart is telling me the price should go down if I want to short it or if I don't want to short it. It depends on how I want to trade with that information. So, next coin, HBAR. Same here. We have predicted this top already, I don't know, down here with the head and shoulders formatation. I don't know it anymore. But we have predicted it already between 20.9 cents to 21.2 cents. It is sad that we just touched it with one candle and we didn't went up to 21.2 cents. But here was 50% out of the trade, so take profit was set there, and the other 50% should have got taken out from my side up here. We didn't get up there, so basically I had to improvise and put a stop loss lower than the support, which was here. It got hit. So basically it is what it is, not a big deal. But we have said before, with those, I need to clean up the chart a bit. Or let me just take this one to the side. We have said here with those 2 circuits, it doesn't matter if we get support here at this white trend line at 20.3 cents, or if we even drop down to 20.1 cents. As long as we hold it, we should go to 20.9 cents into that purple box, up to 21.2 cents. We went there with this push. Afterwards, let me take out this so we can see more. Afterwards, we had this drawing here. Let me move it to the right side. What does it tell you? Breakout, retest, follow through. We are waiting currently for the follow through. But if the follow through is going to happen, where should HBAR go? 90 cents, 19 cents, which is this support which we have here, is realistic. If we break the 19 cents as well, 18.4 cents. Next support. What can I imagine for HBAR? We have done this same setup here before. We had here, I don't know what it was a bearish pattern which got invalidated with this push. Then we went down. Then I have told you here, we can get a double top pattern. We had the double top pattern up to here, but with this push to the upside, I have told you, this can form just something like a rising wedge, but also a head and shoulders formatation if we get down again. Here we should get the bounce afterwards into this area, and then we have a perfect head and shoulders formatation with the breakout, with the retest, with the follow through. So the same setup I see right now. Let me make the price mark of 19 cents red. And let me take out the arrows here and the price marks. I will show you what I mean with it. So let me take out here everything. This one here as well. So left shoulder, possible head if we get down to 19 cents. If we get at 19 cents support, which I think we should get, and we get a bounce and sell off as well, then we have an head and shoulders formatation again. And if we break it to the downside, and that is just speculation, we didn't get the pattern yet in, okay? Keep that in mind. The pattern is just a speculation, which I think should happen with a higher chance, but we can't take the targets now, okay? It's just to visualize that this scenario can happen even though we get a bounce here. It wouldn't be bullish. If we take then just the length of one shoulder and put it then to our breakout point, then another target is going to tell me that we are going to get close to 18 cents. The 18 cents, or exactly 18.1 cents, is already telling me the head and shoulders formatation which we had built up. What date is today? 23rd May. 12 days ago. This chart pattern developed 13 days, 12 days ago, and broke to the downside 8 days ago. So since 8 days, we already knew that the target is going to be 18.1 cents from that from the head and shoulders formatation. If we get another head and shoulders formatation which direct us to 18.1 cents, then we have two chart patterns telling us the same. So keep that in mind for HBAR. It would be positive, that's why I will make this trend line green again. It would be positive if we break it to the upside again with a nice retest and the follow through. Then maybe we can even get into 21.2 cents. For me personally, it would be then tradable. Yeah, the retest here would be then tradable. If we go in one rush to the upside, then for sure, okay, I had a long trade which got closed completely and could have made a bit more percentages, but I prevented myself from losses. And if we also break to the downside like this, and we get back to 18.1 cents, 18 cents, then the target 21.2 cents is far away and most likely not realistic, because if we lose then the 18 cents and we are close then to the 18 cents, if we break everything to the downside, now let me keep the head and shoulders formatation. I want to look over it tomorrow or in 2 days. Maybe I'm right. If we break the 18 cents as well to the downside, then we have a bigger move to the downside for HBAR. So what I want to give you some kind of advice. News doesn't matter. All-time highs for Bitcoin, where everyone gets FOMO and crypto is going up, and now the target of Bitcoin is not 100,000 US dollar, it's not 200,000 US dollar, it's 1 million US dollar now. Those kind of news, I don't care. If SUI got hacked, I don't care. If something on the fundamental data which the Fed is releasing, or the USA or Europe or whoever, I don't care. I know that institutions from the US, from Europe, are going to release important numbers, like for example inflation rate. The banks are releasing their rates. I know it. I know when it happens. I don't know what is going to happen. For sure, there is a forecast which I can see. Do I trade at these times? I'm not going to actively trade at this times because it's very volatile. I don't know how the market is going to react on those. If we get a better inflation rate, maybe it's negative. Maybe it's even negative. Who knows? Just the market knows it when it happens. I don't care about anything beside what the chart is telling me. The chart already told me that SUI is going to meet the area $3.50 or $3.64. The chart already told me that. I don't need in news that SUI got hacked. I don't need in news that XRP is the next coin which the global bank system is going to use. It doesn't matter. We will still get into our $2.47 if the news comes. And if we are more bullish and we break it to the upside and we retest it, then we have another target, which is far higher. What I learned so far is the chart is already telling me where we are going to go. The question which we have to ask ourselves is, when are we going to go? And with news, we are getting faster into that direction. But if now, for example, XRP is winning another lawsuit, I don't even know if XRP is done with their SEC fight, but if they are done right now and we are in a downtrend, for example, XRP is already getting this kind of chart structure and is looking bearish. And for example, we can say, if we break it here to the downside, let's imagine XRP is going for, let's say, $1.80. Yeah, let's assume that's a chart pattern which we have tracked here, and the target of that is $1.80. If we break it to the downside and retest it and get the follow through, and XRP is having a global bank licensed where everyone is using it and so on and so on, do you think that XRP is really getting this push to the upside? Or do you think that XRP is just going to get a bounce and afterwards still sell-offs? The chart is already telling me where the price is going to go. So news-based trading or FOMO-based trading, I don't like it. If I can't enter a trade, I don't care. Then I wait. There are daily opportunities. If you watch my channel, then I give you already almost daily opportunities to trade. Sometimes we get losses, sometimes we get stopped out at break even. Sometimes we are not trading profitable. It is okay. As long as on the long run we do our profits, we do our profitable trades, we are de-risking from market situations like this, then we will be fine and we can focus on trading on the long run. I don't want to trade one more day and get liquidated, and after that I don't have any money to trade with. I want to trade the next years, the next decades. That's why I don't care if I'm in a trade today or not. If I'm not, I have decades to trade. That's my advice for you. I hope that I gave you some valuable information today. The video was maybe a bit longer. I will also work a bit longer today because I need to clean up the charts a bit. I have already started with Bitcoin to Cardano, and I have to clean render on the SUI and HBAR a bit, so you have it a bit more comfortable with tomorrow's update, so you don't see any chart patterns like this one here, for example, which already got invalidated. So I can take this one out, for example. Then you have it far more better tomorrow. So hope to see you tomorrow.